President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday announced the resumption of church services in the 5 zoned counties, that is counties of Nairobi, Kajiado, Machakos, Kiambu and Nakuru. Now this comes after over a month's break. We are now joined by our reporter Gatete Njoroge, who's been making several rounds across the city, just looking at how the situation is in the various churches. Gatete, good afternoon, wherever you are. Maybe you can tell us where you are first of all, and then tell us how are churches coping with this 1/3 rule that was announced by the president yesterday.
Yes, thank you very much, Wycliffe. I'm at Pefa Church in South B, where a number of worshippers, more than 100 members of this church have attended today's service. This just comes a day after President Uhuru Kenyatta announced that they had lifted the restrictions that they had put where churches had been closed and other social places, basically to be able to contain the spread of the virus in the country. And what has been coming out in the few churches that we have been able to visit across the city is that there is the men of God are calling on the government to ensure strict enforcement of COVID-19 regulations, saying closing churches is not the solution in terms of controlling the surge, saying that most of them are following the guidelines issued by the Ministry of Health, but some are the ones who are actually violating the regulations and are affecting the whole community. So the key message has been enforcement is key, so that we don't have a situation where churches are closed after every other time that we have a surge in numbers. Another issue, they are calling on Kenyans to take personal responsibility in terms of being able to contain the virus. But just joining me is Bishop Munai of Pefa Church in South B, who will basically tell us how the service has been. They have just finished their service for today. Basically, Bishop, tell us how was the resumption, and basically what are some of the measures you have put in place. And I don't know what is your appeal to the government, because we have been seeing churches have been closed. This is not the first time. Maybe you just tell us your views, Bishop.
Thank you so much, Gatete Njoroge and Citizen TV, for coming here. We really want to, first of all, take this time to thank the president for listening to the cry of the Kenyans, to the cry of the normal mwananchi, and reopening the country. We really want to thank God that the church has been reopened again, and we are grateful to God that the church has reopened. I really want to say that the church, we are following all the protocols that have been given to us by the Ministry of Health. We are washing our hands. We are wearing our masks. We are keeping the social distance. We are taking the temperature. You know, in church we have good brains. We are not drunkard. And you cannot compare the church with the clubs, because we know what we do. So I really want to urge the government that the church should not be closed again. Actually, when we are closing the church, we are allowing this coronavirus to surge even more. And maybe I refer you to the scripture in the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter number 7, verse number 13 and verse number 14. The scriptures say, if I shut the heavens so that there is no rain, or if I command the locusts to devour the land, or if I send pestilence among my people, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, I will forgive their sins, and I will heal their land. That is what God says. When you close the church, you are allowing this thing to continue. I want us to look at India. India, people are dying. The cremation places have got no place, and it is hard. We want to ask the government not to close the church again.
Thank you very much. That is Bishop Munai. We'll still be going around Wycliffe to basically see what's happening in other churches, and we'll inform you in our subsequent bulletins. Back to you in studio.